sending our love to the Lowell tribe, to you especially, Doug, and all the tributaries. Thinking earlier today how we first met, something else. That God would do that like that. That little house meeting, who would ever imagine? Whenever George Kikusola told me that there was a young man he wanted me to meet, and there's a possibility that you would be at that service that night in that home that had been converted into a church worship center. And all of that, if it hadn't been for all that, none of this would be going on. There wouldn't be what you see family-wise, just everything. It's just all depending upon that one meeting. Certainly not taking any credit for any of it, just the way God worked it out, and then the way things developed. And Doug, you ended up in Asheboro, you know all that. But anyway, it was quite a thing to review, to say the least. My. The amazing mind of the Almighty. I'm sorry that you have a little health issue. I really am. I feel for you, big time. I think I've had it maybe since I've last seen you, probably 13, 14, 15 different surgeries. Some of them were the same, but at a different time. Yeah, I bleed with you. I must ask all of you to forgive me for being such a poor pastor. Just so happens to be one of the things in life that you don't get a mulligan. It is what it is. So I try to think upon the good things, and there have been many good things with each of you. I never enjoyed playing softball with anybody any more than you, Doug. You're the best I ever played with. It was. I didn't realize how much fun I was having, and until it's gone. And just really a great time in my life to be able to still participate on some level, as poor as it was. And I've been trying to find out who won the World Series. It doesn't seem like anybody here in South Florida has a clue. They're quite a bunch. It's a melting pot of the world as far as the United States. I didn't know that. Now, of course, just making light. It's a great season. Great team. Unbelievable. I know that Mr. James got so much out of it. It helped me so much. Uh, I really would like to see you all. More than I could ever tell you. More than you could ever imagine. Uh, I having Facebook and be able to see Rebecca sometimes. Of course, once in a while I see you, Doug, and it's very rewarding and it's bittersweet to be able to be with you. I didn't take the opportunity I should have, uh, like a lot of things. But I feel I'm a much better person for having known you and your household, every one of them. It's just incredible. Uh, the depth of my heart, and I'm not stretching it. I think I've learned by now. You don't come ahead by stretching the truth, and I still looking for fish, still trying to win one more. There's a movie called Hacksaw Ridge about a man. You probably all seen it, but he had this one more, and that's kind of the way it is. Have more preach on me now than I've ever had. The burden of the word has been on me in such a way it almost makes me sick. That's the truth. And I know it's because I think I know. It's because we're so close to the end that I've read about all these years and preached about some. But don't lose sight of the fact that in a moment, your situation can change. I have a very, very sick horse, and he's been my horse for 19 years, 20 next month, and gotten to the place to see him suffer has been so hard. I asked the Lord to either heal him or take him, and more or less, I think you can get to that place. I just want to be an encouragement to you. If I could just tell you, and had the time with this modern day gizmos to share with you my feelings for you and your wife and children. Shoot, it's the real deal. James is a little, as you know, little girl. She doesn't steal the show. Nobody does. I don't know. I've never seen anything like it. How much she reminded me so much of James when he was smaller, and just it's been a great joy to see pictures of her. I'll do anything that I'll be 75 next month, and I any way I can be of any help, I'll certainly try to do that, even if it would mean travel. I just, I believe what God has started in all of us, He'll finish it. And that's where I leave it. He'll finish it, and he'll finish it right. And please, feel free to text me. Feel free to send me a selfie, whatever. It would mean a whole lot to me. I believe that it's not over yet as far as why we're here. I don't know what I have left to do, but I have left to do because I was a dead man when I was 66 years old, and God brought me back from the dead, and same Jesus, He can do it again. And I trust for the best for you, my friend. Once again, the story, it goes on, and I believe with all my heart that it'll go all the way to heaven, and the devil's a liar. He can't do anything but lie. And I've had enough negative thoughts enter my mind through satanic influence to fill the northbound train. But Jesus said, I'm the way, I'm the truth. I am the truth. I'm the truth.